Gonna knock on our door.
Knock on our door.
Been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
The kisses are hers and his. Three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
All right.
Dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Look at us. Look at us. Guys, we've made it to another week. We've made it.
Another episode of See the Thing Is.
I know. Can we believe it?
Gang, gang, gang.
Look who's here, guys.
Hey.
It's Chopra.
Oh, it's Jopra.
Look at me not getting an air horn behind my voice.
Wow, for the first time ever.
I mean, I
Wrong
guess.
show.
Sorry. I know, but
wrong
that wasn't
show.
on you. That wasn't on your rider.
It wasn't enough for them to steal the sauce with me behind the scenes. Now they need me here, and they have me on COVID mic.
Oh, COVID Mike. Yeah, well, Mandy is unfortunately sitting today's episode out because she was exposed to COVID-19. And so she decided, well, we all decided, I'm not even going to say she decided, we all decided collectively, one band, one sound,
Right.
that the best thing to do was for Mandy to stay home and quarantine herself until she receives her test results, and then we'll go from there. And so we're lucky to have Joe here.
Yeah.
On See the Thing Is podcast today.
Ta-da!
I know. I feel like we should have arranged the sound effect for Joe, but the Three's Company theme was your entry music.
It's fine. I'm happy to be here
Yeah.
and kick it with the ladies. Hey, lady.
Yay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Just one of the girls today.
There we go.
There you go.
Olivia had you covered. She had you covered. Didn't have a bullhorn. How was your weekend? How was everybody's weekend?
It was cool.
It was all right. That doesn't sound cool. There was an
Listen,
exasperated
once
breath. She was holding her breath for something. What happened, Liz?
Listen, Saturday morning
Yeah.
when Mandy gave the courtesy call, was like, look, y'all might want to go ahead and see about some things.
Uh-huh.
I literally had a moment of, let me go ahead and recap everybody that I've came in contact with because I am petrified.
Isn't that crazy
Yeah.
how now you get a phone call about COVID and it's like being back in college and somebody calling to tell you they got an STD and you're like...
It's the chlamydia call.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's the chlamydia call.
It's like, oh, I got to call all the people I've been with now because this is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was serious. I probably shouldn't be on this mic filter. but- No worries. We just laughed.
Maybe
right
we
through
can
it.
sanitize. Do we bring the Lysol back that we stole? We probably don't have it
Sorry.
anymore, huh? Sorry.
It's cool.
Damn.
Let Joe go
That's
ahead
at the
and-
crib.
My
Sorry,
bad.
Joe.
Joe gets sick. I'm not coming to no podcast for like 2 months.
You'll be all right. You're not going to be sick.
It's true.
And anyway, you'll be all right. Everyone's going to be fine.
How was your weekend, Bridget?
It was great. My weekend was really great. I slept a lot. I needed to catch up on some sleep. Last week just felt stressful to me. I don't know why. I just felt really stressed. And the same thing. Saturday morning I got up. I went and I was like ready to go work out. And then I was like, all right, let me just go to this City MD real quick and get this rapid test and make sure I'm cool. And I'm negative. I'm good. Everything's fine over here. So that was fine. But yeah, I mean, and I was anticipating the finale of Lovecraft Country, which I don't know if everybody here watches, but
I did.
I was excited.
Woo.
I'm very excited for the finale, but it makes me sad because I'm like, now there's no P-Valley, there's no Power, now there's no Lovecraft.
nothing to watch.
There's nothing on Sunday nights now. Like,
There's
what am I gonna
nothing
do?
to watch.
I'm out of shows. We
You got to read books now.
Nah, no, we don't.
I'm like, man, on a Sunday night.
Speak for yourself, sir.
I know. I'm like, I could read on a Sunday afternoon. Actually, Atomic Habits is the latest book I'm reading, and it's pretty good. Although I have not managed to break the habit of being late to everything, but we're still working on it.
God's still working on you.
God's still working on me. I'm a
Yeah.
work in progress. I'm trying to be better about my time.
That is such a crock of shit. By the way.
It's not. I'm really trying. I'm really working on being timely. I am.
It's not so much that you're late because you're a woman. We grant you that runway. It's your updates as you're late are not. That's not right. Like
You're
you
right.
said you
I'm
were
already
running
late when I'm
You said
telling
you were running
you
a few
that I'm on my
minutes
way.
behind. You got here an hour later.
It wasn't an hour.
And then yesterday when you said 12 and I said so 1, you guys kind of shut me up, and I was very serious about that. But whatever.
I know.
Just here in support.
Just here to support, and we feel supported. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Man, this last week was a lot. There was a lot going on. There were town hall meetings with 45, and then also and Joe Budden, and Yeah, it was a lot. All the SARS protests in Nigeria also taking place.
Absolutely.
And I believe today something was issued where it was there's a 24-hour lockdown, a curfew where everybody needs to be inside. And
Where?
24 hours
in Nigeria, yeah. And I believe the Edo region. Whoever the governor was of that region said that there needed to be a 24-hour curfew because there was an attempt, a quote-unquote assassination attempt against a government official by thugs. Which I will say, to be honest, I'm curious to see how this situation plays out because this is the first time where we had our own set of protests in America against police brutality and social injustice. And our government officials never made any distinction between peaceful protesters and thugs. But everything I'm seeing, all the footage I'm seeing from Nigeria, everybody is acknowledging that there are thugs and hooligans was the word that they used. Hooligans that are disrupting the peaceful protests. And that's why they need everybody to be on curfew. It's not the protesters themselves. It's the hooligans that are coming in and making it violent and unsafe for everybody. So I thought that was interesting that they tried to make that distinction. But I don't know. This SARS situation in Nigeria, for everybody that's not familiar, SARS is the special anti-robbery unit that over the last, 3 years, 2017, between 2017 and 2020, everybody was reporting that there were arrests that might have been legitimate arrests, but that the culprits were then tortured and extorted and just really, and killed in while they were detained. So that's what everyone in Nigeria is currently protesting, and I'm hopeful that they get the change they're looking for because we know what that's like over here, and we are not
right. It's all too familiar. All across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It's just way too familiar with what we've been dealing with in America. I've seen Tiwa Savage go on live and just ask for American artists that has embraced the Afrobeats culture and music. Now is your time to do your part and embrace and protect and support some more. So I hope that we can really do that.
Well, yeah, and Jack Dorsey from Twitter also created the fist that was with the colors of the Nigerian flag, which are green and white, which is really fire, I think is really fire. So shout out to Jack Dorsey for that. That's really cool.
Wait, Jack did what?
He created, when you type in SARS now, there's a fist emoji that comes up as the Nigerian flag colors, which I think are really dope.
Go Jack.
Yeah, he's really, really on it. So, and shout out to all the Nigerian artists too. David O.
David O.
Should be ashamed of yourself.
Actually, somebody on Twitter hit me up and said that that's how they say it in Nigeria. So I don't feel no kind of way about that.
Okay.
You can find somebody online to agree with anything that you say, right?
That's true.
Got it.
That's really true.
Pointing it out.
Yeah, you're right.
I got you, sis.
You're right.
You was right.
I was right. Sorry. The political climate all over the world right now is super sensitive. It's weird. Everything is weird. We're in a weird time. I don't know.
We're living in hell. That's what the weirdness is. It's hell. It's the feeling of the hot hell. Ooh. That's what you're feeling.
I don't know if it's hot hell.
It's anarchy.
You feel like it's anarchy?
Oh yeah. At least it's definitely getting there.
Yeah.
For sure.
I hope everybody's registered to vote or early voting. Did you early vote, Joe? Are you going to vote?
I've already voted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
You're not playing. I feel that.
I plan on doing it this week.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to vote on election day, but because the voting place is literally in my building downstairs. So I'm very happy about that. It's pretty great.
Oh, you're not about to vote?
I'm not about to vote.
You wait until election day.
Yeah.
You're gonna go downstairs.
I'll wait.
You know what?
I will absolutely.
What all y'all doing
I'll
here?
I'll bring my tailgate chair and I will post up and I'll bring my little speaker, the little, be like one of those little old people in the park with the radio and just post up and wait.
I just want to be there to see how late you're gonna be to the poll.
Because I live really close, and so I'll probably get there. I'll probably get there late. It'll probably be
I'm glad you're voting. I hope you do vote. I hope you guys encourage your listeners to vote.
We do.
Absolutely.
We absolutely do. We
every
encourage them
episode
to.
Now.
Yeah, every episode we encourage everybody to vote because otherwise, what do you?
Yeah, doing? I don't want our people to be fooled by Biden leading in the polls so early. It's the same way that Hillary was leading.
Right.
I don't want them to fall asleep at the wheel. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think everyone needs to participate in some capacity, and not just in online conversation. I feel like I witnessed more people be active on social media this week about Ice Cube and his dealings with the Trump administration than I did about people really being pressed to vote and get out there and be active.
They say that 28 million people have already voted, which is an astronomical number thus far.
Yeah.
Hopefully that continues.
Yeah.
I hope so too. And I applaud Ice Cube for really trying to further the conversation about, the needs and economical issues that Black people in America face. I think being open to the conversation is an important step. I don't know if I would have taken the step that he's taken, but also, he's done a lot for the culture, so I'm not going to tell him how to continue to try to shift it, how to move the needle.
I feel like he got a little too eager. He had a plan with CWBA, and I feel like he got really, really overzealous once the Trump administration said, "Yeah, we'll listen to you."
Right.
I think that's what happened in this situation.
Right.
He has every intent to do right, but he heard a no from the Democratic Party, considering the fact that they have to do a process for laws, and then heard yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah.
Well, I think it more so had to do with timing too, right? The Democratic Party actually said, well, wait until after we get elected.
Right.
And then we'll circle back. Like, let's get into office first and then we'll circle back.
Trump administration's like, yes, tonight.
We'll talk about it.
We'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, we can do it. We can totally do it. We've done everything so far, right? In this administration. They love to say they've done all these things and we're like, where's the evidence? So, I mean...
One of the funniest, not so funny things that I've been reading all morning and yesterday, I keep seeing these headlines and these reports that say, if Trump says if he doesn't win, he's leaving the U.S. And in my head, I'm like,
okay.
So he's admitting to not really giving a fuck about us and compromising our government. Like, yo, if I don't win, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like,
what else is new?
Okay.
Thanks.
Got it,
Thanks.
buddy.
Thanks so much for holding it down. Thanks for holding it down, POP. No, I mean, I look forward to that. If he doesn't win and he gets out of here, I'm all for it. I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic idea. But I mean, the part that's disheartening to me is watching him having been diagnosed with COVID, then not quarantined adequately after infecting almost most of his close cabinet and staff, and then continue to proceed to go to rallies and talk to people and be in close proximity with people with no mask on. That to me is the ultimate slap in the face to everybody that has been diagnosed with it, has passed away from it,
right.
has known anybody close to them that's gotten it, that's suffered. I just think that to me is the ultimate disrespect. It's just like his response afterwards was like, I'm probably immune to it already. I've always was. I don't know. I'm just a superhero. It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
He can't help it. He's just a disrespectful narcissist. He really can't help that shit.
Yeah,
at all. So
it's all
what it
bad.
is.
But I am happy that at least we are trying to take steps to have those conversations. Kim Kardashian, I guess, was under fire as well because she's been having conversations. What happened, girl?
I'm trying to blend in.
I think you have to yell into the mic really loudly in order to really just replace Mandy. Kim Kardashian, as we know, has done a lot in trying to become, much more of an advocate for prisoners that have been incarcerated, that have, been convicted of crimes that they've either guilty of and have received too harsh a sentence, or were not guilty of, that she wants to help them and represent them to get them out and plead their case with the Trump administration. And I guess she had an interview on David Letterman's. She was a guest on David Letterman's show recently, the one that he has on Netflix. And people were criticizing her for even considering sitting down with him to try and get things done. And I have mixed feelings about it, really, because I think her heart is in the right place. I think she'd like to make a difference because she's bored and she's wealthy and she's really, she has Black children. She's married to a Black man. I think it hits home for her on some level, but I also think that there is also a level of narcissism, and I think that is what attracts her and her husband to Trump, and their personalities kind of align in that way, is that they've all got these really ginormous egos that need stroking, and then I think that the messaging and the intent is kind of getting overpowered and overshadowed by that ego.
I mean, but what's the difference between her sitting down with him as opposed to Steve Harvey or Ice Cube or Kanye to sit down with Trump? I mean, what's the difference between her having a conversation with him to try to come to a common ground?
It's the White House. White House.
Gotcha.
It's a lot of white privilege in the room. That's why the conversation seems to be going differently with her than it does for Ice Cube, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong.
You right.
I could be wrong.
You right.
But it sounds about white. Sounds about white.
I see what you did there.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. I'm happy somebody did. I feel like I have to sing things in order for things to land properly.
But when I do it, people get mad. You have to do it. It has to be done, people. Sometimes you got to sing it out. Sometimes you got to find pop culture and singing references to get your point across.
Yeah. I sing a lot of things out.
It's necessary.
Yeah. I feel like some things just need a soundtrack. And it doesn't always sound good when I do it. And I feel like that's more irritating because I probably could make it sound good if I really put some effort into it. But I'd be lazy. It is what it is. I don't know, guys.
That's an interesting, quirk that you have.
That I sing
have to
things.
Sing things.
Yeah, I just think they land better. I think people are more receptive when you say things.
Yeah, but it looks different because you're a singer.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
That reminds me of when Amani did karaoke with us and he bodied all the songs. It's like, sit the fuck down. Like you're a singer. Stop singing everything.
We know.
Stop singing things.
I'm the asshole that goes to karaoke though and sings the songs that are not really the singy song, or tries to. I do the songs that other people in the room are gonna want to sing, like "Sweet Caroline" or "Journey, Don't Stop Believing." You know what I'm saying? Or "Living on a Prayer." I'll do a Bon Jovi
karaoke
record.
songs, right?
Well, yeah, the ones that don't require. I'm not getting up and doing "Greatest Love of All." Like,
no, he was in there
that?
killing the Carl Thomas. It's like, fam, you gotta chill out, E.
I feel like some people though use karaoke to get those emotional moments off. Though he might have been really going through something and wanted to like.
No, it was cute women in the room, and he was stealing the shine from all of us. It's like you can relax, my nigga. Because all I'm gonna do is hate soon. Like, yo, E, your girl know you here?
No. I'm trying to just get people in trouble. That ain't shit.
In the middle.
Yeah. Enough.
And we get the run. What's your go-to karaoke song, Joe? If you had a go-to karaoke song.
Mine is probably Boys to Men. Water Runs Dry, or one at the End of the Road.
Oh.
One of those.
End of the Road.
Good one.
Yeah, because I dropped down to my knees when Wanye started bugging. When he started bugging.
You said, when Wanye goes off with the ad-libs.
I dig
the runs.
deep down to all the
bridge.
the list of the women that have hurt me.
Yeah.
That's
true. Yeah. I mean, that's an intense song. I would believe you if you performed that. I'd be like, damn, Joe really going through it. It really is the end of the road for Joe.
Well, people think I'm going through it when I'm perfectly fine and happy, so I'm used to it. It's fine.
It's true. Good point. Yeah. Speaking of people going through it, we were laughing about we have a ladies group chat, and we were laughing in our ladies group chat when we saw a couple weeks back that Dr. Dre's wife had this long list. I think we all might have discussed it too when she had this long list of expectations, financial expectations,
right,
upon their divorce.
And she learned.
That she you said what?
And she learned.
And apparently she's now under investigation for embezzlement because that, $10,000 a month for laundry fees was not really a believable expense. So
dang.
As women, can y'all speak to why y'all be trying to get that off?
Yes. yes, I can. I don't know. I mean, she's been with him. Dr. Dre's wife has been with him since the very beginning of time.
Yeah.
And I think, as women, we do feel entitled to a lot of the revenue that's been generated.
Mary sang it. 11 years out of my life.
Yeah.
Besides the kids, I have nothing to show.
Besides the kids, I have nothing to show.
Oh, what the fuck was you doing for the 11 years? What you mean?
Holding it
Besides
together.
Besides the kids, I have nothing to show. You don't love the little bundle of joys now, huh?
God.
You did a phenomenal job. People see the kids, they're like, oh, what a great parent.
Well, this is different. This isn't child support that we're talking about. This is lifestyle support that we're talking about, which I think is very different than child support. I think that's the part where it starts to get a little tricky because it's like, well, you upgraded me to this life now.
and now you're back downgraded.
Yeah, but but after building a life with someone, the level of, and granted, I think the level of provision, I always say this about men. Men and women have two types of currency. For men, it's money. For women, it's time, right? So for the amount of time that she spent in this man's life as his partner in whatever capacity, whether it's just, you know what I mean, whether it's as a mother, as a best friend, as a house manager, caretaker, whatever the case is, I think that amount of time there should be something that she's entitled to after all of that, especially if they've been, you know, together for this amount of, for 20, 30 something years now.
Of course you get some. Man, take that TV out the dining room. I don't watch that. Take the 35-inch.
Right. We don't need to have Magnum Ace of Spades at every meal. It's just not necessary. I agree. I think some of the stuff is extravagant, but I think it's hard when you get accustomed to a lifestyle. That upkeep and that maintenance is very difficult to just all of a sudden be like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. Bye. I don't know. I don't think all of it is justified. I mean, I saw the list and I was like, oh no, sis, $100,000 a month for some clothes? Where are you going? It's COVID.
The whole COVID. Like she was asking for this back in July.
Right. Like I understand.
We were still on lockdown.
I understand your estate is probably large enough that you could dirty an outfit between all the rooms and wings on the property, but I feel like you're not really going nowhere else, so it's a little silly.
And this is a one example, but I really love how Jeff Bezos handled his shit. Like,
yeah.
She asked for $160 million. He said, okay. Never heard anything else about it.
No.
Then you just see a report, oh my God, he made $200 million in an hour. And he was like, swag.
Right. Like, mic drop.
Yeah, you have fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a different level of wealth. It's like, are we arguing about 100? It's like 100. Once we get past the 100 million mark, are we really gonna go? Really gonna be petty after that?
Not when 100 million is coming in the next week. No,
we're not gonna be petty about $160 million. That's
but
fine.
Women be, and this is not the podcast to talk about.
Yes, it is.
What women do.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
but listen,
that's what we need. But this
I
is
like
the podcast
listening to, because I know a lot of women. I know a lot of men. I know some men who are paying upwards of $5,000 and $10,000 and $15,000 in child support, and the woman is still like, "Fam, you need to do more." And I know some women that they're getting the short end of the stick, and their dude is paying like $50 a week, but somehow they're magic black women, so they're just making it work. Like,
right?
I'll be one of those. I have not paid child support. Well, I have not been given child support. When I applied for it, I had a whole conversation with my daughter's dad, and he's gift to gab. Great conversation about, you know, how the government sets up this whole child support system so they can get a cut first and then give you the rest, and it's not really set up. Well, I mean, he made absolute sense when he said it. So I was like, you know what? No child support, no nothing. Like, I'm not even gonna, because at the end of the day, that's even more energy for us to even have more of a rift.
Right.
So let's not.
So he didn't on the books pay child support, but he paid for things though.
Well, see, as a creative now, I can't file my taxes first.
All right.
So what happens is he files first every year. So I've never claimed my daughter on my taxes.
So when the tax return check comes, what is being sent? Is there a Cash App? Is there?
I gave birth to a beautiful child.
y'all are triggering me now.
I gave birth to a beautiful child.
After the kids, I have nothing to show. I'm just saying.
I gave birth to a beautiful child, and I used to be really, really mad about it. But now I'm just like, you know what? Like, God is going to bless me in other ways. I don't need to stress and argue and put that energy into chasing after somebody in court, IRS, and all that stuff or whatever. Like, I'm going to be good regardless.
I mean, I understand not going through the court system. I understand that because that's a whole process in itself. And once you involve the courts in your situation, it further complicates things. But I think as parents, there should still be an understanding and an arrangement made.
There should, but some people
are not doing it.
Aren't into it. Some people, it's hard to arrange and talk and
yeah. Damn.
It's like,
you a real one. You a real one for that. I don't know. That would drive me crazy.
Is he in state?
Yes.
Oh shit, he's ill.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know a lot of niggas that moved to a different state to avoid this. He right here just running game. Holy shit.
Just claiming taxes.
Salute to him.
Probably got topiary in the front yard and all that.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice house.
Yeah.
I am upset. That's irritating. That's wild.
By chance, did you find his new romantic interest Instagram page?
We're friends.
Who, you and the new girl?
Yeah.
God's still working on me.
Olivia,
That's a different level of maturity.
Olivia is so interesting.
This is amazing.
You and the new girl
idea.
are friends. Or cool.
We're cool, yes. Yes. Wow. I don't... Here's the thing with me. I used to be angry for a very long time in my life, and I had to learn to just kind of let go of certain things that doesn't serve me.
Yeah.
I can't chase after somebody. Listen, sis, I can't chase after somebody for money because that's distracting me from my goals. I can't run after this person and that person because they're not doing right by me. Because it's like, if they're not doing right by you, why are you even giving them that kind of energy? I can't give power to somebody to make me angry and have me in this nasty funk for all of my days.
But will it trigger you if you learn that he's lacing the new chick?
No.
Fuck out of here.
No, I would be triggered. I would be triggered.
Rolling.
I'm petty. God is still working on me.
No,
well,
it's not
about him.
It's about the kid.
I think the part
my kid is good. My daughter is good. My child is good and taken care of. As a person, I wouldn't fuck with you. But as a father, he's a great dad. I will say that till the cows come home.
I'm clapping it up for Bridget.
I am too, because that is a different level of maturity and humility that I do not have.
I meditate a lot, y'all. Yes.
Yeah, we got to get on that. We got to get on that wave.
I feel you, girl.
That's hard. I mean, I think it's. I don't have any children, so I can't relate. Both of y'all are parents, but I don't know if I could do that. I feel like picking your battles is important as a woman in general, just in a relationship. And I think you figured out what battles you know you could win and which ones you know you were like, this is just gonna drain me of my energy and not be worth it at all when the time comes.
Or I'll present a question to you. Do you have fear of commitment?
Who?
You.
No. I don't have fear of commitment. I think for me, I'm afraid to not commit. Does that make sense? I'm afraid to not commit. Because I feel like when you have a fear of commitment and you don't assert yourself in a certain way, then it makes you more responsible for more shit versus being assertive about something specific and committing to it and knowing what you're signing, like knowing that you are signing up for something and committing to something means you'll be responsible for it and you're aware of that. I feel like that gives me a sense of security to know that I'm making a decision like in a much more aggressive way than letting things happen. I'm not a person that lets life happen to me, if that makes sense.
I understand.
So committing to me actually doesn't give me any sort of fear. Not committing would make me uneasy.
Got it.
Makes sense. Okay.
But the whole parent thing, I don't know. I feel like my parents weren't together when I was born, so I was like, I don't think I like this arrangement. I want the Cosbys, you know?
See them old racist shows.
Was the Cosbys racist though?
I mean, the Cosbys was NBC. It's a white company. They put Bill Cosby. We know his issues now. Look who they put. Look who they put in the black community.
Oh man. Well,
he still had Felicia Rashad.
He did. Claire Huxtable was a stand-up queen. She was. She held it down.
A goddess.
What I will say is though,
black mom.
Cliff definitely was always having some recipes though he would not share. And now when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, Bill Cosby, you might have been Bill Cosby even back then. That's crazy. I had to think about it. I was like, yo, he would be in the kitchen chefing it up and never let anybody see what he's cooking with the wooden spoon. Never.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Claire would come in and he'd be real quick to, you're not about to see these secret ingredients. That's crazy.
And I challenge Olivia. I'm not certain that Claire Huxtable was such a great example at that time of a black mom. Anytime the kids had issues in that house, dad was up in the room trying to fix it, or they just got away with the shit. It wasn't never Claire that walked up in the room as the black mom to get shit together.
She gave the look. All you needed was the look.
But I like that. I like that idea that a black dad was the one that had to come in and do some emotional damage control. I thought that was great because my dad didn't know him, but my dad was just a walking emotional turmoil. I just got lip gloss.
All he ever did was come in, the sappy slow production music would come on. He'd sit on the edge of the bed and start talking to them. Like, what the fuck? Who talks to their kids like that?
I mean, I guess that was the example they were trying to set.
Yeah, they were trying
to inspire. It was more aspirational.
They was rich as hell, would never get a kid's money. Theo couldn't get the right Gordon Gartrell.
That's absolutely what happens when your parents have money. When your parents have money, you're not getting no money. People used to say that about me all the time. I grew up in Chelsea. People like, oh, you have money. No. My mother has money. No. You got me fucked up. I don't have no money. My mother has money. I have a job. I didn't have a cell phone until I could pay for my cell phone.
They were trying to teach people not to beat your kids.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You sit on the edge of the bed, you talk to them, and
you respect their personal space.
You beat your kids? Oh, I mean, your kid.
Yes, please ask me this on the podcast.
Yes.
I beat your kids? My child.
No.
No, I don't. She's a good kid. I really have no reason to. Like, she's really mild-mannered and thoughtful. Like, she's an Aries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she's...
I'm surprised. I got beat. I needed to get beat. I have no reason to. It was necessary sometimes.
I'll be giving her a look.
Yeah, that's a look.
I'll be talking through my teeth.
That's the moment.
This is the therapist would tell Bridget that is generational trauma.
Oh, it is generational trauma.
Because I used to say the same thing. Like, I was bad, so yeah, my mom's beat my ass.
I was a bad kid. I mean, I wasn't a bad. Let me not say it that way. I wasn't a bad kid. I just didn't listen. I don't think I was bad. I wasn't deliberately trying to be an asshole. But there were just some times as a kid I was just not interested in doing what I was told.
Yeah.
My mom's neighbor across the street in Queens, rest in peace, I don't remember his name, but he was early on the Zoom game. He had this camera that would tape our house.
Whoa.
Well, it taped the front of his house, but all
like
you would
Ring,
ever see...
Like the Ring camera?
Yeah, man. This is in 88. 87.
They had money.
It didn't look like
they
that.
Had money.
He had this camera that was taping the house. So, and then he started giving the tapes to my mom. So while she was at work, she got to see the real live action of me climbing through windows, throwing rocks at people's shit. I used to be getting spankings, and I had no idea why. I didn't know she was looking at these tapes.
You were like, yo, how does she know? When did you find out?
I was good at forging my mom's signature on report cards.
I used to do that, yeah.
I was good at answering the phone as my dad or my mom.
Oh, yeah, see, y'all were bad. I was
intercepted
not
a
bad.
lot of shit from teachers.
Wow.
Like I was a creative dad. It's different and bad. And
you were strategic.
That's a creative kid.
You were strategic. Yeah, you were strategic about yours. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was the forger.
Yeah.
You gotta try to forge, allegedly.
I don't think I ever tried to forge.
What? Mm-mm. You went to your mom and tried to get a signature? Moms used to act hard as hell with the signature.
No, I don't think I needed a signature.
I got a whole 48 on a math test. You goddamn right, I'm forging this signature.
I don't.
Bridget family was affluent.
I didn't really. My mother just wasn't.
You better than us.
But you know what? But you know why I couldn't forge? Because my teacher would call my mother. So I wasn't afforded the luxury of just coming home with a piece of paper to just forge. No. The teacher would call my mom and leave a message, or call her at work and leave a message for her at work.
Bridget John say back then the voicemails worked off cassettes.
I deleted.
I know. You have zero messages.
But I didn't always make it home first.
Oh, she had you in after school. She
knew better. My friend, the neighbor's grandmother would pick us up from school, and we would have to go to her house and wait. And my mother would either go home first, whatever, drop her stuff off and come get me. Somehow or another, I would not be able to make it to the answering machine before my mother made it to the answering machine.
By a community.
I mean, it's neighborhood kids. Everybody goes to the same school. You get picked up. Somebody's grandmother can get you. You go home with them, and then my mother would come get me after work.
I can see why you wouldn't date like a broke nigga. Like, you know, sometimes you got to get into a chick's background to see how she turned out this way. I can see it.
Why it turned out this way?
She was in Seoul, Chelsea as a baby.
Oh, my God. I never actually spent time in Chelsea. I snuck out to be everywhere but Chelsea. There was nothing going on in Chelsea. So it wasn't really, Chelsea was not a popping place to grow up. But
before we get off of this, I just want to tell you I saw Offset Offset caught heat because he posted a picture of the $8,000 Rolls Royce baby seat. And it really did look like a nice baby seat, but they was killing him. It was killing him about it, and it immediately made me ask myself, would I do that? Would I get the $8,000 baby seat?
And would you?
Well, if my household income is that of Cardi and Offset, then maybe I will.
Why not? Yeah.
Maybe I will, but I wouldn't. I'm real careful to not post things like. Well, I don't do it. I'm not a jewelry guy. I don't have anything to post and try to make somebody feel lesser than. But if I did, I wouldn't post it, especially not now with the state of the country, unemployment, mental health. I'm not doing that.
I agree.
But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. It was a beautiful baby seat.
I like to see I like to see parents post things for their kids though. I love that. I think spoiling a kid is, especially when she's little, is important. Like I loved watching LeBron James give his daughter her own house in the backyard. I thought that was really cute.
A little mini mansion. It was cute.
I thought that was cute. I think that's really dope. I think that's fly when parents...
man. There's a thing called bad mind. We talked about this last week. It's really a thing. People are really on here watching and not wishing you well.
Yeah, and people that mind their business
about
too.
it at this point in time too.
Bitches.
Yeah. People that be minding their business, like Aisha Curry busting out with a blonde wig.
Let her be blonde. Let her get her
don't bother
married.
nobody. Aisha Curry does not bother nobody. She does not bother nobody.
Y'all gonna let her appropriate white culture?
Joe,
if that's what y'all do here.
You're not. Is that what y'all do here? We are the culture. That was one thing, to go back to Lovecraft Country, that I loved. For those of y'all that have not watched the finale,
that's
sorry.
me.
Spoiler alert.
I didn't see anything of it, but...
we know. The
whole season, but I'm trying to start it.
Rebel
Please
Without a
start.
Cause. Please start. That was one thing I did love at the end, though. Journey Smollett was like, she locked white people out of magic at the end, which I thought was fire. I was
You can't do this.
You can't
Not
do
yours.
this. It's not yours anymore. She's like, you bound me. She was like, nah, we bounded all the white people. So good luck, sis. Good luck in all your future endeavors, whatever they may be. They're not gonna be without magic.
I'm joking about Aisha Curry. She looks great.
I was just more so making reference to the fact that people who literally are on the internet just posting stuff, being happy, are minding their business and just being, in love.
This is how bad mind works.
This is how bad mind works. It's how bad mind works.
But past that, Bridget, let's take that rule to the next level. For me, I make it a point. I can't say anything about anybody in a relationship where one of them does something better than any of us in the world. Like Russell Wilson, when they be having those conversations, I'm like, yo, he's really that nigga.
Right.
Like, we can't talk about him.
Right.
And Steph, as corny as it is when he defends her and whatever you may think about him, that nigga's the best jump shot shooter we've ever seen. So, I mean,
but
if they corny together, then they corny together.
If
you feel that way, I don't. Yeah, exactly.
And that's okay. I mean, everybody joked and laughed when Sierra got with Russell and was like, "Oh yeah, well he's corny." Da da da.
Right.
It's like, I don't know, sis. Why is a man loving on you like that? A man being happy with you? A man trying to help you succeed in whatever it is you want to accomplish and all of that? Like, why is that?
Because they miserable and they don't have that.
Up, you guys.
Why is that corny?
Slow down, because Future takes a lot of heat, and he should, rightfully so. But he was trying to support her in his Future way. He wrote a lot of great records.
Future way?
He wrote a lot of great songs for her.
Everybody has a love language.
His might have been acts of service, but he did. He did.
We're not about to say Future's love language is somehow it needs to be valid and it's solid in this moment.
No,
in this
I'm just saying that he did do acts of service when he was with Sierra.
He did.
Like what? Participate in the body party video without an appearance fee?
He wrote the song.
So what?
That's not so what. No. That's not so what.
He's on the song. He's on the remix.
He wrote it though.
I know, but okay, that's a community service. That's not something he's doing strictly for her. He's a part of that.
See,
he's on the video and then he's on the remix. So no, he's not. Yeah, I'm not taking that one. You can give me something else.
I don't understand, Bridget. If we're in a relationship, and I'm offering them to now, but if we both artists and you ain't caught one in a while, and I have Magic Pen, and I give you a joint and it works and goes to the top of the charts, I'm taking credit for that.
You can take credit for it, but you're present and
don't
you're on it.
dismiss
So
it.
it's like
That's a love language.
it's a community gift. That's like when you married and you buy your wife a pot set for Christmas. That's a community
Well,
gift.
first of all,
You're gonna eat off,
didn't
off the pots.
The remix didn't do as good as the original version. So
Okay.
you saying he's on the remix, that don't mean nothing. The first one shot to the charts. But I'm shut up.
It's fine.
I'm not in support Future fan club.
I'm
just
not
saying,
either. But
toxic niggas could do a solid A once in a while.
I do believe everybody has a love language.
I do too, but I also feel like we have to stop calling people corny for being in love and being happy and being,
That's not gonna stop.
Nah, that shit looks corny.
That's
not
not gonna
toxic,
stop.
not toxic, and not like anything that's not toxic and not dramatic is corny now. Like since when? I just think that's whack. That's what I don't agree with.
No,
I mean,
you could just look in love corny.
Oh, all right.
It is corny until proven filthy, stinking rich. That's what it is.
What's proven?
That's the other thing. See, I'm
the
getting
Rolls
triggered
Royce
now.
car seat.
Y'all don't like
The
corny.
Rolls Royce car seat. I like corny.
Y'all don't like corny niggas
I
until
do.
they filthy rich.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's
Sis.
not
Definitely
true.
not for me. That's not
That's
true.
not true. I love a square.
Are y'all
kidding
getting
me?
my neck roll?
Yeah, you got to get the neck roll on camera.
I don't
It's
know
very
how to do it,
important.
but-
That better be a gift by the end of the week too. Somebody better do that for us. I need that in my group chat ASAP. No, I've always dated a square. I love a corny, nerdy guy. Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of
I'm
my-
just speaking in general
But
terms
a corny guy
of
with money?
Not all of them.
As of lately.
Define lately. How lately are we talking? How lately? But no, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna just plead the fifth on that one.
Thank you.
Well, all right.
And there we have it.
Oh, look like a broke nigga still might be able to beat it down.
No way. There is no.
See, look, then they get offended.
way.
They was just on True Love and all of that. Yo, women
way.
awesome. Women
Ain't
awesome.
nobody said
No,
about true love, nothing.
no.
I said in a general statement that most of the masses feel corny is corny until proven rich. That's just how most people think.
How much money we gotta have to be rich?
I don't know.
That's a good question. Rich. I would say after taxes.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't after.
Can we talk about
Don't after
about
tax me.
after
No.
taxes? Because, I mean, I know a lot of people that make seven figures, before taxes. After taxes, not so much. After taxes and child support and, everything else, not so much.
Not if you move away from your child.
All right. As Joe has stated. So if any of the rest of y'all ain't shit ass dads want to leave the state.
No, don't do that. Don't leave your kid, man. Raise them.
Please,
And
please
pay your
raise
taxes.
them.
And pay your taxes.
Yo, no, if I make seven figures before taxes, I'm giving out my before tax salary.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. I think to be a millionaire is to be rich on paper. I think that's fair.
Even if I'm not after taxes, I'm still rich.
I guess so, yeah.
Got
Net
it.
worth?
Okay.
I think sure. I don't know if net worth is accurate. I don't know if net worth is really a thing online if you look that up. I don't know if that's accurate.
Well,
but either way.
not online. I don't mean like online.
I mean, well, like it's because it's you can Google what somebody is salary whatever worth.
Well, why
whatever.
would you do that, Queen?
Why would you do that? Somebody did it to me. Somebody in my family did it to me a couple years ago. I was like, did you know? What's in my mother? Like, did you know she's worth X amount of dollars? And my mother was like, she is. And I'm like,
that's why I said no. I'm like,
that's why I didn't know it was
Google
a
nobody's
Googleable
net
thing
worth.
until
No, they said I was worth like $3 million when I had $3 in my pocket, and some of my family was confused.
Right.
They were like, "Oh, you got it." I'm like, "Nigga, I just borrowed money from you last week. Like, what do you think is happening?"
Right. So no, I mean, I think rich. I think millionaire is rich. Millionaire is rich on paper. I think that's how that goes. But I mean, I don't know. You don't need to be rich. Here's the thing.
Well, that's what I need from you. I need your dating.
You don't need to be
requirement.
You don't need to be rich.
What's the min?
You don't need to be rich.
Minimum
Give me the
for
minimum.
me is 200,000.
Oh my jeez.
I can't.
I mean,
I've dated broke before and it just don't work, especially if you're a creative and you're giving the appearance of excelling.
right. And
that in itself,
yeah.
men feel like they either have to control you. I'm just speaking from personal experience, men feel like they have to control you or just get frustrated with you and be like, yo, fuck you, bitch. You trying to make me look emasculated. Da, da, da. So it just gets a little too crazy. Like, I can't. If you're broke, you don't have your stuff together, you're working on yourself, stay by yourself. I tell that to anybody, not just men.
Yeah.
A scrub is a guy who thinks he's fine.
I would agree.
That.
I think I would say 250, but I would want it to be I would want there to be some assets attached to that as well. There have to be, you got to own something. It can't just be that you just making X amount of dollars and you don't own nothing.
Joe is flabbergasted.
Joe, come on.
No, I'm here with the girls today.
Joe's making
I mean,
faces
you know
like,
we don't
oh
fuck
my
with
God.
them brokies.
I think at this point we're in our 30s. It's you gotta be owning something or on your way to owning something at this point. That's how I see it. I just think that needs to be where we are. So on your way en route is important. The direction is more important than the speed. But
just don't stop while they
just don't yeah.
Wait till you're closer at the finish line.
Yeah, don't park. Don't park. Can't park. Don't do it. I mean, money is tough because I feel like it's fickle and it's one of those things. It's not something that you can. It's not like an absolute, right? Like you could start dating somebody that's making a ton of money and then they kind of fall off a little and they don't, you know what I'm saying? And they go through a rough patch or whatever. I feel like men get on women all the time for the money standards that we have. Joe, do you have money standards with women? Or do you feel like men should have money standards with women?
I have money standards now.
Oh, okay.
I've dated too many women who, yeah, I got them now.
Okay, too many women that wanted the $135,000
Right.
a month for the for the wardrobe. Yeah. What are your standards now? What is the minimum a woman has to make to qualify?
Just have goals. I guess I have goal standards.
That is such a fucking cop out.
Hey, I got goal
Cop
standards.
out. That's a cop out,
That's what
yo.
it is. Because you don't have to be all the way at the final destination of whatever your aspirations are.
Okay.
But as long as you're actively working toward that,
Okay.
and you can see that and you can feel that when you're in a relationship, like when you're with somebody,
Yes.
then I'm supportive in that. But
Okay.
yeah, no, when you say that you got a plan and a goal and you're doing nothing every day to get to that destination and I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you and I'm asking questions and it's still like, I'm just chilling. And it's like, okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
Okay.
good to
Yeah.
know.
You got about 6 months of that with a Virgo.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
A Virgo going to look at this whole
6
relationship
months, you're
different.
nice.
6 months is a hefty
long
amount of
time.
time.
Well, 6 months is a nice sample size for you to have enough information to even say, hey, you told me that you wanted to do this.
Right.
What are you doing? Like, it's enough of a runway to have a conversation about. And
Gotcha.
grant somebody the opportunity to, in a relationship, you want to push that person. Yo, I didn't even realize that I wasn't getting to it like I want to get to it. So you want to grant them that.
Right.
But if not,
Right.
checking my dues in,
Right.
up to
But
her.
do you also challenge her though in those moments too, where it's like you give a little healthy push, like, hey,
Healthy push. No.
Yeah.
I
Like rather than just kind of like just observe and be sort of a passive witness to what's going on. Do you interject
No,
and be
no.
like, hold on, excuse me, ma'am?
I interject sometimes without them even knowing I'm interjecting, and right, that's what I think a good partner is. So you notice where your significant other is receiving pushback or
Right.
just needs a little
Right.
help, and I try to alleviate as much off of the plate as I can to see what you focus on when you have the time and energy to focus. And if you still are dropping the ball there, then
Yeah.
I'm moving on to something better.
All right, so let's move on to
No more
something.
trying to make it work.
Yeah, we're gonna move on
Okay.
to something better. I think we should get into our freshly squeezed segment.
Hey!
Yes.
That's
Freshly
sleeper. I mean, freshly
Wow.
That's freshly
no.
squeezed,
Wow.
you mean.
Yeah.
Fresh sleepers.
Wow.
Sleepers squeezed.
Wow. He really just said somebody
No, no,
else's
no, no,
name
no.
in the middle of our
In the middle of
our
sex.
intimate moment. He just called out somebody else's
Have
name.
y'all ever called another nigga's name during sex?
Never.
No.
Did you think about another dude's sex during sex with another dude?
No.
No. I've had
Lions, Hussies.
I think I've like I've thought about like porn that I've watched, but I've never thought about somebody else.
I've never thought about saying somebody else's name, but somebody asked me during sex if someone else was like if they're better than someone else that they knew I had sex with.
And what do you say? Were you honest?
Well, now I want to know. Was he better?
I know. Now I want to know too. Was he better? Like shit.
No.
You're probably not better if you have to ask that.
Right.
Damn. That's unfortunate.
You know
I've been in the opposite situation where you'll be Eskimo brothers with a dude, and the chick will know, and then she'll just start comparing your sex games to you, and I'm like, fam, I didn't ask.
Oh no.
Didn't ask. Don't want to hear it.
Wow.
God, word vomit. Damn it. That ain't shit. I don't want to talk about. I don't like to talk about previous sex partners with the current
At
sex
all.
partner. That's just not a thing.
I'll listen if a chick wants to share. For real.
Petty.
Because sometimes the chicks
So petty.
Listen,
He's
I got
so petty.
I got a few on in my past that have gone on and dated like entertainers, right?
Yeah.
But like your image as an entertainer and what you give off like when you're not entertaining may be two different things. So a girl will come to you
Always
like,
two different things.
hey, I'm dating Killer Sean. And you're like, hey, did you hear his music?
Why did you date him?
She's like, no, he's not like that at all. I really like him, actually. And now I'm stuck in the game of having to listen to how Killer Sean is treating like an ex of mine. And I'm like, I'm rooting for y'all.
I'm gonna be the bigger person, and I wish you well.
Yeah, it's true.
I can't. I don't know. I don't
want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what sex was like with whoever before me. I don't know her in my best Mariah Carey. I don't know her.
Sometimes I want to know.
I don't want to know. I'm cool. Mario Winans.
Because I don't want to be doing the last nigga's like specialty move. Like, if he could.
Would you want a woman to tell you that and be like, hey, so that's a great move, and actually somebody else tried that move before and it worked wonders. So would you want a woman to like?
No, as an experienced man, you have to use context clues and figure it out on your own. Like she can't tell you that, but you know if you in a spot and she kind of you think it's going crazy and she like she giving you like a passive moan like keep
like,
going.
Okay.
You like fam, the last nigga must have been killing this position here. Hey, if that nigga make good collard greens, I don't want to make them. I'll bring something else to the party. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, at that point, if he's not around no more, we not trying to eat collard greens. So that means we got to figure something. Yeah, we have a taste for something else.
Catch your chick in like a conversation, like where she's just daydreaming about curved dick. You're like, hey, my shit don't curve that way.
Right.
Hey, who you talking about, bitch? My shit don't curve at all. Smash straight.
Cool story, ho.
See, and I've always be wanting to ask, hey, why y'all go crazy over curved dick? But I learned.
What did you learn?
That curved dick get in the pussy and like hit other areas where that straight dick might miss.
That's correct.
That's why you got a contortionist, these bitches.
That's correct.
Make up for the lack of curve. Bitch, you just got to be flexible. I'm going to get to the spot.
You just got to be able to put your feet behind
Damn,
your
this
head.
was a great talk for our pod. We can't get to the good stuff on our pod. Curved dicks, I've been waiting.
I mean, at this point, we're all family on the network, so if it has to carry over.
And Mandy would go crazy on the curved dick topic. That's how she got COVID now.
Oh, shit.
Well, not really, because he don't have it.
Oh, God. We don't know who's got what. I'm not speaking on nobody's dick. I'm not speaking on nobody's COVID. COVID. I don't know.
I only came here today to hear y'all talk about Ryan Henry. Because we're not going to talk about it on our pod because we real niggas.
He is such a waste of a fine man. He is a fine specimen of a man.
Sure
and
is.
just trash. I just
caught up on the whole situation this morning because I really didn't know at all. Like, I be minding my business. But, yeah.
I I don't know. I think for a woman, it's more gross to me when men don't have this. When men don't have the standards that they expect women to have just out the womb.
Right.
I just am always baffled to see the amount of men that are not mortified by a man just being a complete piece of shit to his somebody that he would call his brother in any other scenario. I don't know.
It's
dirty.
A mess.
It's just nasty.
It's a mess.
It's nasty
It's
work.
a mess.
It's nasty work.
It's a mess.
nasty
And now you on social media apologizing, and she feel like she got to have a rebuttal, and it's a mess.
I just think it's whack too. It's like, don't apologize. You were already there, and it's like. The thing about men too, men always end up being friends and being cool again when shit like that happens anyway. I feel like we're the only ones that take those things to heart and never let that shit
Into
go.
the grave.
Yeah, like we never letting that shit go. But men are like, all right, I'm gonna be mad at you for like 2 years, and then,
Not if you're the godfather of my kid.
That's true.
Like, that's where it's different. There's been some niggas where you learn that they fuck your baby moms. I'm not speaking from experience, so please. But you'll learn that they fuck your baby moms, and you don't know him. You don't have a personal relationship with him. So maybe later on you find out he's a cool nigga. You're like, all right, cool. But if
That's a totally different scenario. Yeah.
We're like, we done been on vacations, and you done been to my crib. You play with my kid, my dogs. We go. I tell you my dirt. Then you fuck my. No. I'm sorry. And listen, cool. But now it's super messy. Now she's saying that dude was abusive.
Yeah, that part I saw. That she.
Now,
like he wasn't no saint.
Yeah, but you was sliding. Let's compartmentalize. Yes, he might have been abusive.
Yeah.
But we want to hear about you fucking your kid's godfather behind your husband's back or your man's back, whatever it was.
Yeah. She had a full face. She had a full beat. She had a full beat
for
this
night glam.
She did. She had cocktail.
Yeah,
it was a cocktail. It was good.
Yes.
Cocktail glam. She had some good cocktail glam on for that moment on IG. I just think it's to the point, and we've talked about this now 3 weeks in a row. When you start oversharing on social media in this capacity, you got to keep doubling down on the mistake, which is the oversharing. So now it's like everyone has to have a response. Everybody has to come to the table with some sort of defense for this situation. It's like, so you were getting, you know what I mean? You were being abused over here, so you had to go get piped down over here. Like you know what I mean? It all just sounds really awful. It just sounds really messy and nasty and dirty and gross.
And if I'm to believe that you were being abused and he was beating your ass, I would love to know what you thought was gonna happen by fucking his best friend. Like, did you feel safe in that?
Yeah.
Was it a comforting space? I don't know.
Temporary high.
Prayers to everybody.
Yeah. Or maybe a moment of like just being vengeful, or just, you know what I'm saying?
She said
to be
that
spiteful.
in so many words. She said I was hurt.
Yeah, she was hurt and she wanted to get him back or whatever, which I think, it happens with a lot of women.
Yeah, but y'all should stop. Don't do that. Y'all should stop.
Yeah.
Y'all should stop that though.
Yeah.
Just vengeful fucking. And I'm not here to tell women what to do. You want to fuck who you want, but the vengeful, spiteful fuck.
It serves no one,
It hurts.
especially
It hurts more than it helps.
Right.
But for women too, it hurts. I did it once and it never fit. You don't feel good. It doesn't feel good. If you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you really are that hurt and you want to hurt somebody, it's like you really do end up hurting yourself.
Especially if you're a nigga that don't care. Now you just running around trying to get a reaction.
Right.
Yeah, it don't
It's
make
like
no sense.
you just tried to get him to care about some shit he really didn't give a fuck about to begin with.
We mansplaining.
That's why we had to have Joe here today. Yes, come on.
We're already emotionally
charged
charged by fault. So it makes absolutely no sense to have revenge sex because you're upset.
Right.
Well, now then you're like, you got a whole happy family. Nigga could come just be a blended family with y'all.
Right. But the shitty thing is about situations like that, even with women who are just flat out savages and really don't have any sort of care whatsoever about.
I don't believe that. that whole
I know
thing.
women that are sociopathic in that way, that don't have one single solitary ounce of a fuck to give towards a man in a situation like that if they're hurt and spiteful. It's Jekyll and Hyde in certain situations. I know a couple women like that, but I think in general, if you didn't,
in LA for a little while.
I lived in LA for 9 years. I know a couple of them.
Wow.
No, listen, it's a different breed, honey. It's something in the water.
Those hussies.
No, I think in those moments though, for those women, even those women, even the nastiest of those, the nastiest breed of women that don't care at all who they hurt in their behavior, still at some point will find feelings, or feelings will find them in those moments. Because if nothing else, if he doesn't care, which oftentimes he won't, now you're embarrassed. So now all the behavior and all the activity you participated in to avoid feeling, you've now put yourself in a situation where the only feeling you have is embarrassment and humiliation. Because men are gonna talk. Men talk more than women.
Now you just a hoe.
Now you just a hoe. So now nobody wins. Nobody wins.
Because we talking.
Even if the dick was curved, nobody wins. You ain't even win.
Ugh.
Sucks.
All right, freshly squeezed. Now let's really get into our musical moment, because there was a lot of good music this week.
There was
A lot of good music this week.
We literally say this every week, though.
We do, but I'm excited. I'm excited about this. I really am. I'm excited about this because Party Next Door dropped a little project on us.
Y'all have yet to give a bad music review. I'm waiting for it.
And I mean, Mandy did not give a great Trey Songz review. Mandy was not.
Yes, she did.
But then shitted
So
on
much
the
so
whole.
to where I asked her, "Hey, do you know him?" Well, that one song.
That was the first song she played.
Yeah.
She was like, "No, this is a Rotimi record." I was like, "Oh, well, I guess she didn't like it."
Poor COVID Bay.
Poor COVID Bay. It's all right, Mandy. We still love you.
We love you.
Just mask on. I think I really love this Party Back project. My favorite joint on the project was "Don't Do It For You No More," just because, there's still aspects of my toxic personality that are triggered by people like Party Next Door. The artists are making music now for the car.
Yeah.
Like everything that's been coming out, you can bang in the car. Like you can literally turn it all the way up in the car and rock out. I love that. That to me makes me happy. Like when I go in the studio and make music, that's usually what I try to go for. It's got to. I want my records to pass the car test.
Just wait till we can drive again. It's gonna be awesome.
Says the man with the driver. First world problems.
Right.
We drive.
Yes.
We can drive. Everybody can drive.
I think we're good to drive, at least, yeah.
There's no COVID in the cars yet, is there?
One of your co-hosts is home now with COVID. You don't get to tell people what they're good to do.
You're right.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
You're right, Joe.
I told y'all to tell her to sit her ass down. We go whatever.
Listen. I'm just trying to show up on time, and I can't even do that. So I'm not going to tell anybody else.
We gonna get there.
How to,
We gonna work on it.
How to protect themselves in situations. But yes,
that was a great freshly squeezed.
Party Next Door. We can't wait for a party that can go on next door that we can attend with all of our friends, because right now we can't.
We can't do it.
And
it's okay though. But we're enjoying the music while we wait. We are.
What you got happening, girl?
I know. Liv, what struck a chord for you?
I like the new Kelly Rowland song.
Oh,
crazy!
Congrats to Kelly on the new Bundle of Joy.
The new Bundle of Joy that's pending. But yeah, I took a listen to her new track called Crazy, and I'm feeling the vibes a little bit. It's dancey vibes.
It's dancey.
She gives good dancey vibes, and I guess she's going for her Euro fan base with this one. Cause it's R&B, but
That shit crazy. Knew that you in trouble and nobody could save me. Matter what you do, you always be my baby. Even if you hurt me and you make me go ape shit.
I like hearing her low in that alto tone too. I love a little deep voice.
They sound alike, yeah. A lot of people been saying that. Two of them, it's not Beyonce.
I hate Joe.
They sound alike.
I mean,
especially when one is making their voice in songs that sound like the other.
Jesus, here we go.
I mean, yeah. Beyonce's made enough songs with crazy in the title, so.
People like being crazy, I guess. I don't know. In R&B, yeah. A lot of crazy people in R&B. CeeLo.
CeeLo, yeah.
It's a vibe though. I like that.
Yeah, this is good for like Sunday cleaning the crib, a little funk. Yeah, this could go after a little
This is good if you down to date a nigga that makes under $250,000.
Oh my God, here he goes. I was waiting.
This is
I knew
good
it was
for
gonna
y'all.
come back around. I knew it was gonna come back around.
Here we go. But yeah, crazy Kelly Rowland.
Because
like
y'all
that,
need to say. Y'all need to say that in the songs. That's an incomplete sentence. It's not, I'll go crazy over you. It's, if you make $250,000 minimum after taxes, I'll go crazy for niggas with some money.
I don't even think it's money anymore. We can't say that because Cardi B said she took Offset back because of the dick. So I don't think it just has to do with money anymore.
It's not, because I got money and I had way more action when I was broke. Let me tell you. When I was broke, they was on my line.
Women, listen, Olivia said it last week. Hobosexuals.
It's a thing.
Broke dick is amazing. Broke dick is
running
great.
rampant during COVID season.
Yeah, it's very different. But apparently rich dick is too. It's not, I don't think it's just about money. It might be just about the curve. Well done. Great. You know who else dropped a song? You know who else has some freshly squeezed juice?
Who?
Kanye West.
Oh yeah.
You know what? And I'm happy that this song was dropped because this just is very reminiscent of old Kanye, and I like it.
I didn't know a song dropped.
Yeah.
It's called Nah Nah Nah. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I really thought after the Sunday service waves that we were not gonna have any semblance of old Kanye at all ever, and this is great. I was here for this. If you texted me, can it wait? You talking to a presidential candidate? Let's not talk to the presidential. I just want to talk to Kanye. I want to talk to Pablo. I want to talk to Yeezus. I want to talk to every other version personality that is not the presidential candidate. When
Let me
he
talk to
has
that
his
person.
manic episodes, take him to the studio.
Yeah.
And make your music, be creative, and give us the music afterwards. I don't need you trying to run for president.
I agree.
Gonna need more than this to dethrone Drake. So sorry, buddy.
Fair point. I don't think he's trying to dethrone Drake though. I mean, this feels for someone like a Kanye. I feel like this is probably a throwaway record, but
yeah, for sure.
But I'm happy. I'm refreshed by music from Kanye because I just any other headlines surrounding him, I'm just not really.
The Baby
interested in.
is on the remix.
Yeah,
I don't believe it dropped yet, but
how do we? Ooh,
he gave like a little sample, but I don't think it dropped yet.
I wonder what flow he gonna use.
The Baby. Are you being sarcastic?
No.
Nope. No, like it's not far. Like it's far fetched for you to be sarcastic.
No, I'm just saying on that beat in that pocket, like I know you're gonna kill that shit when he pick the flow.
I love the Baby. He's great. I'm a fan. I feel like there was one other.
I'm waiting to see who y'all are not a fan of. Y'all are fans of everybody.
I don't love the Kelly Rowland record.
This new album is a bunch of old songs, but I love this.
I don't love the Kelly Rowland record. Do you feel better now? Do you feel better? I don't love the Kelly Rowland record. I could do without that. That's a pass for me.
I do feel a little better now.
Okay.
I want to know what else you hate. Hey.
I don't really hate. There's no music I hate. Well, no, that's not true. I gotta give that some thought before I say there's no music I hate. I gotta give it some thought. I don't think at the moment off the top of my head I can think of something I hate. But I'm gonna give it a minute.
But yeah. Back to Benny the Butcher.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We spoke about this last week. Timeless. Speaking of last week I was not having the best day. I wasn't. I'm gonna be really, really honest with y'all. Y'all saw one of the rough days. Like, even my review of Benny the Butcher, like, they had to edit that because I was just stammering and all over the place. If you look back, I was so tired and fatigued. If you look back on the last episode and the episode this week, today, like, you will see a vast difference between my energy and my speed of speech. Like, I was out of it last week.
Yeah. So, don't worry, Mandy. It's not because you're not here.
So, no, it's not. Don't do that.
Pod just flowing so much smoother this week for some reason. Right. So much content, so many more topics to get through. Wow. I gotta give it up to Olivia while Bridget figures out what we're about to talk about. The see-through Lady Marmalade. With
Lady Marmalade.
With the little shit underneath. Mm-hmm. I'm such a nigga. The little shit.
The little shit underneath. With the shit.
The little shit underneath.
Nah, I see what you giving them. Niggas is in them DMs.
No, they were in the comments too. I be reading the comments, y'all. I be wanting to comment, but I don't be commenting.
Cool.
I just like to.
There's a few niggas that make over 250 in there too. I ain't gonna hold you.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Those. We gonna sift through.
She said we gonna sift through.
We gonna find them.
Yes, send us your tax returns like you did for the SBA loan application. Okay.
My last question for you, if you find love, right? If you meet like a dude in the DMs, is your baby daddy gonna be as cool with it as you are with him finding love, or is he gonna trip?
I don't know. I don't care.
All right.
That's not my business.
It's only corny until it's rich. And then he'll feel away. If she pops out with a Russell Wilson, he's gonna be
pull up in a Rolls Royce.
Picking
up Ava.
Sick and salty. He's gonna be sick and salty.
That's a woman's perspective.
Sick and salty.
Sometimes the man wants you to go and occupy yourself.
Well, I mean, she's been unbothered since the birth of her child. He's just been running free, young, wild, and free out here.
Check me. That's not the case. My pussy is good, nigga.
But it is though.
That's not the case. This is golden black pussy here.
Right. And that's why the salary standard is where it is.
Go ahead.
She said what she said. Talk your shit,
Thank you. But yeah, Burden of Proof hit the streets on Friday, and yeah, man, it's a good one. Like, I thought Timeless was a bop, and then I heard Sly Green, and then I heard the joint with Freddie Gibbs, and I was just like, what? So that's definitely my freshly squeezed this week. It's called One Way Flight with...
Well, then what the hell was the Tony Braxton shit? How many freshly... the Kelly Rowland shit. How many freshly squeezed you get?
We do several songs.
Damn! Wow!
I'm sorry.
Entitled Hussies.
You only put one fruit or one veggie in your juicer? We gotta have a lot of juice.
Okay, my bad.
We got ginger. We got cucumber.
I'm a guest here. How y'all doing?
Damn. Clearly, someone was sleeping. Sleepers.
Hey.
This is FDR riding with one hand on the wheel vibes. Like,
Olivia's so hood.
I am very hood. Flatbush born and raised.
You don't need 200 grand, I'm telling you. You can beat.
Yes, the fuck you do. Yes, the fuck you do.
Nah, this shit knocks so hard. So yeah, shout out to
this is all New York energy.
Big New York energy. Not to be confused with New York City. Buffalo is on the map with this one. I need to clarify. Because a lot of people get it misconstrued. Some people corrected me in the comments like, look, you need to say Buffalo. I understand that. I have to say Buffalo because Buffalo is upstate. They're putting Buffalo on the map with Griselda. So shout out to them. Shout out to Conway the Machine. Shout out to Westside Gun. Shout out to Armani. Shout out to Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Y'all are killing it. Hit Boy did this album well.
Hit Boy's on fire. Shout out to Hit Boy.
He's on fire. This is one of those albums where they're like, Stillmatic, Illmatic, Burn the Proof is one of those albums where it's just like, start to finish, solid. It's one of those, yeah.
I'm happy you brought it back this week. I'm happy you brought it because you were really excited about it last week, and then I realized I was like, damn, we tired.
That Griselda check is clearing with
listen.
2 weeks in a row.
Y'all could do it though. I wouldn't mind.
Next week, check out that Benny. Fire shit out of Buffalo. I told y'all last week, but I'm telling you again now.
Griselda needs to clear me a check for real though.
You don't have history with anyone in Griselda, right?
No. I don't know anybody from Griselda Records.
But do you want history with one of them?
Wow, that's where we are.
We can have history.
Hey,
that's where we are now.
You want Benny to butch it?
All right.
Hey.
You don't tell women what they need.
That's true.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. We did have a Drake. We had a Drake moment on this.
Yeah,
this Freshly Squeezed. I feel like we talk about Drake every week. I'm tired of talking about Drake, but I feel like this was a verse on the remix of Young Blue. Your Mind Still. Your minds. I'm sorry, bad grammar fucks with me. Can I just say that? That's actually more of a deal breaker for me than a salary. There's no the salary cap is a lot more negotiable than somebody who just decides to just deliberately use improper grammar. Just drives me crazy. I don't know why. It just does. I don't know if it's the ignorance or just I don't know, the laziness.
Drake is the real toxic king, and y'all let him get this shit off. Your mind still.
Your mind still.
The title alone is just disrespectful.
He was just talking about hiding bitches and Katie. And now your mind still. I didn't even know what Katie was.
Me either.
And they contradicted everything you claim to be. I took you to the club and you hugged on somebody that I know. And I know the type of
That's such a Drake thing.
That's whole shit.
I took you to the club and you hugged somebody I know.
What's she hugging niggas for?
This is the most light-skinned verse ever. This is some light-skinned shit.
Light-skinned music.
Light-skinned music.
That was cute. That was cute, little light skin tag.
We do. We need to put a little reverb on that. Light skin music.
Yeah, the way y'all tongues is hitting.
Right. Inappropriate.
Y'all killing that L.
But yeah, this is a song. I'm not here for it.
Just stop it, Drake.
Don't hug no nigga I know if I brought you to the club. That's it, man. The fuck.
Pretty face, pretty tempted, but pretty taught me ugly lessons. Your feelings are hurt. This is dumb. I hate it.
I like that song a lot.
Look at you.
You would.
Look at you.
You would.
I do like that song. It's nice.
It's toxic. Bye. This shit is horrible. You wanted me to dislike something. Here we are. Hello. I'm on the hate train. I don't like it. Get it out of here.
You probably would like it if it came out before.
I know them type of hugs. The same shit.
I know them type of hugs. Boy, if you don't shut the hell up. I know those type of hugs.
See, and instead of addressing the issue that he's speaking about, y'all rather be dismissive and belittle his point. Why do y'all hug niggas and rub your cooch on them when y'all came in the club with another dude?
Cooch?
You know what it is.
I don't rub my cooch on anybody. Get the fuck out of here.
What the fuck it is.
I don't rub my cooch on anybody I hug. Are you fucking kidding me?
Not ever in your life.
No. Not unless
Bridget,
somebody
you grew up in
else
Chelsea. I don't want to talk to your privileged ass. Move. I want to talk to some people that have struggled before.
Why does rubbing your coochie on anybody indicate a struggle? That's number one. Number two, you could be a hoe and be from anywhere, so don't do that.
You know why I don't fuck with Bridget? Because she was in Greenhouse and seen plenty of women rubbing their cooches on dudes.
You asked me if I did, and I said no.
But you seen it.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Several times, but it ain't for me. I can hug somebody and not rub my coochie. I give a lot of men the church hug. You kidding me? That shoulder to shoulder. Hey.
Oh, that's when I first step into it.
Hey, bro.
I hit the first step right into that one.
Bro.
Now we pelvic thrusting.
No, God.
That's
and this sounds so toxic. I'm joking.
It's always teetering the line.
I'm joking. I support the He Too movement.
The what?
Excuse me?
The He Too?
So there can't be a He Too movement?
No.
I would like you to clarify what the He Too movement is.
For men that are in greenhouse trying to order bottles, aggressively getting cooches rubbed up on their leg, unwarranted.
Oh.
Predator women, predatory women who are touchy with men who did not ask to be touched. Oh. Yes.
Neck roll.
Yeah, the neck.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
It's a good neck roll. It's a good neck roll.
I'm trying to get it together.
It's a good neck roll. It's a pretty good neck roll. It's a pretty good neck roll. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be toxic and dismiss all of those men because most of the women in their section were brought there and summoned without really wanting to be necessarily there without the free liquor. It's supply and demand in green. It was supply and demand in greenhouse. On both sides.
Greenhouse had a lot of niggas that was table hopping trying to get
absolutely.
cool with the table too.
Absolutely.
Messy.
Yeah. What's up, big bro? Big bro, what you got going on? What you have any more glasses?
And if they got to every one of the tables and were not able to swindle a drink or two at the table, they would find their way out. They would find their way downstairs to Whip and try to make it pop there.
Oh,
remember Whip? Because Whip was definitely its own vibe in New York.
I had the corner over there by the DJ booth when you wanted to get your finger bang on.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying that corner you could do it. I would never do that.
Oh, okay.
But in that corner, it was sly enough to...
I always learn new things with Joe. Anytime Joe's around, I learn new things. Because I was at Whip a lot and I didn't remember that, but I feel like that could have been
There was a corner back there.
Yeah. Well, because it was also the lights were always really, you know what I mean? The lighting in there was really cool. Yeah. It felt like laser tag.
Listen, where Joe comes from, the bathroom in the tunnel was co-ed. The bathroom in Speed, I don't think they meant it to be co-ed, but it was co-ed. the bathroom in the...
I feel like most bathrooms in club are not meant to be co-ed, and they end up being co-ed.
The bathroom in the 4040, they designed it to be co-ed, and I was like, oh, that's clever, until I went there on like a Saturday night and walked in and...
It was a lot of goings on.
Filthy.
Yeah. A lot of goings on in there. Needed some sanitizer before COVID.
Yeah, little hussies.
Oh man, yeah. I think that wraps it up for our freshly squeezed though. Man, I feel like I ran out of topics, guys.
Oh, I thought in your hour late you were writing some down.
No, I was in transit. And
that transit excuse has to stop.
I live the closest, by the way, than anybody else. So that's why Joe's putting me on blast and giving me a hard time. Totally, and I get it. I understand.
But it's fine.
I understand. There was one other toxic thing, though, I did want to bring up since Joe's here, and I think it's perfectly fitting and on brand. Because we're all on brand today. We're all on brand. Mandy is at home, not in the studio, on Instagram Live, doing the absolute most. Doing the fucking most, because that's what Mandy does.
On brand.
Yeah. Full court fucking most pumps. That's absolutely Mandy. I'm late because that's completely on brand. I'll probably be late to my own funeral. It's on brand.
Entitled Chelsea shit.
Entitled Chelsea shit. Sorry, not sorry. But I did want to talk because we discussed this a little bit over the weekend. There's a lot of conversation swirling around about some more domestic violence between men and women in relationships. Because for whatever reason, we just can't keep our hands to ourselves. Even in COVID, somebody got to catch a fade within their relationship, and it's pretty fucked up. Fabio Foreign was arrested apparently because there was an altercation between his baby mother and himself, and the neighbor called the cops. And his baby mother put out a statement on Instagram saying she was not going to press charges because everybody just needs to mind their business, play their positions.
She said more than that, though.
Well, she doesn't want to put the father of her children in jail. She doesn't want to get him arrested and have him put in jail. And we joked about it in our female group chat lightly, and we're like, well, man, maybe that's because she might have been putting hands on him too, and she's not going to tell on herself necessarily. But you know, it also comes down to, for me, making a PSA to women. For those who don't know already, stop putting your hands on men. Stop putting your hands on men. Women, stop putting your hands on men. If that's what's going on.
Do we know that that's what happened?
We don't know if that's what happened or not. But I'm just making a PSA because I think a lot of men have gotten attacked, and everybody, you know, people are still defending Tory Lanez, which is fucking beyond me. I can't wrap my head around that. If you still defending Tory Lanez right now, you need to go talk to God and your mother about this, because this is just a mess. But I think men catch a lot of heat in these scenarios and situations, and we're always quick to defend and try to protect the women without knowing the whole story. And I think in certain situations, and Cardi B tweeted too that if it was an abuse situation, it wouldn't have been the other way around. That she's the one that does the hitting and all of that shit, and she's the abusive person. It didn't sit well with me either because
it was a mess.
I don't think it's appropriate for women to put their hands on men, and a lot of women are putting their hands on men and then flipping out and dragging the storyline when they started the altercation or escalated the altercation. I won't say started. I will say escalated it that way. Yeah. To the point where now there's physical abuse happening on both sides, and we can't call the police because there's children involved, and we don't. You know what I mean? It gets taken out of your hands at that point. So I don't know.
And again, you're opening the conversation. You're broadening the conversation. But in terms of Fabio, I just want to be fair in saying, the neighbor called the police.
Yeah.
That wasn't him or her.
That's correct.
Really glad that she came forward to say, hey, we had an incident. And
right.
I don't want to, I'm fine. He's fine. I'm not moving forward with this. Somebody was minding their business. And I just have to say that because...
It's important to clarify that.
Well, and too many black people died because a neighbor called the police.
Correct.
Like... You calling them into a situation where who knows what. And I view it that way because I'm familiar with that Edgewater precinct over there, and because I went through shit over there. But when I went through mine, I went in, I was processed. I said I didn't do nothing. They spoke to me. They sent me on my way. I bailed out. In this instance, they kept him. And I don't know if he had outstanding warrants. I don't know anything. But they kept him even though... his child's mom said nah. So that was interesting to me.
Right.
Yeah. And to take it to another level, there's the whole thing where your address gets released in certain situations where...
They released his address.
Yeah, they released his address.
And I was triggered by that.
Yeah.
Why?
They put his shit all in the newspaper.
His address was accessible to the public?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, when the Jersey Journal did a report on me last decade saying that somebody was trying to kill me, they put my address in the paper.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't understand it for the life of me. Y'all, do y'all just not give a fuck about my well-being? But
pretty much.
They don't. Media doesn't.
Right.
And I feel like that is a lot of the reason of why she was prompted, the mother of his children was prompted to release a statement saying, I wasn't the one that called the police. The neighbor did. Right. We're trying to work
minding their business.
See, with my past, I got to put that move on the ultimate pedestal because sometimes in a relationship, you just have a relationship issue.
Just a regular quarrel.
And then that's it.
An argument.
And a neighbor might make a phone call, now the cops come, and now you in jail and shit say something else like I've had a hard time because women wouldn't speak up and say, hey, we just was going through something. We didn't, it wasn't that. You could just let something float long enough and it become truth. So I'm real happy for them and I pray for them.
Yeah, I'm happy that she clarified that too. I think
immediately, without wait, without hesitation, he was still locked up. It wasn't like this pressure.
She was thinking on her toes, and she had to because there's an entire family involved.
Yeah, and she's pregnant as well.
This is why I didn't move in this building though. This building got 1 million fucking apartments. You could hear the neighbor, whatever he's doing next door. Everybody's on top of each other. It don't leave space for a couple to just have a loud argument.
Right.
And couples have loud arguments. Hey, fuck you too. I'm going to the kitchen.
You slam a door too loud, and it sounds like something crazy is going on.
Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah. I just want to make sure that there's still room to discuss. Maybe not in their situation, but in Cardi's situation, where she just was like, "Yeah, I'm the one. I would be the one that would be hitting and carrying on." I think we got to be mindful as women of how we carry ourselves. And his baby moms actually did handle that very well. And you made a solid point too at the end of the day, where it's as a mother, you're making a decision also for your kids.
Yeah.
You're not really making a decision for...
sometimes you pressing charges in certain situations, if it's not something where your life is completely at risk, sometimes isn't the best thing. Because number one, if you press charge against this person and they get out, and they get really angry with you that you press these charges, here we go.
Right.
Snowball effect.
Right.
Number two, if you press charges and you're now being triggered and PST, like you're just going through all these motions and emotions, and now you have to go to court.
Right.
And now you have to sit through these proceedings that the same person is sitting through.
Right.
Like sometimes getting a game plan. If you are in a domestic violence situation, sometimes just getting a game plan, gathering with family members, gathering with yourself to really sit down and maybe not today, not tomorrow, but get a game plan to get out of that situation.
Yeah. Or a therapist.
Therapist
Yeah,
too.
because
A therapist, I think, can be very helpful in a relationship. I think especially when you're dealing with somebody that's famous, or you know what I'm saying. I think situations like that, we don't give enough credence to that. That people dealing with somebody famous, that if you're in a relationship with a romantic relationship with somebody that's famous, y'all should probably be working on therapy things if you're at odds about a bunch of shit. I think it's important.
there was a period, and I hope this doesn't come off as controversial, but there was a period during the Ray Rice incident where he and his wife were like going to therapy and trying to do things in the community, and the wife kept speaking up in defense of him. And for me, that made me feel even worse than I already did, because you can tell in listening to the wife that she wished she had just handled it a different way.
Right.
Not to exonerate anything he did, but she was, she didn't want to leave. She loved him.
Right.
She loved him, and it just seemed like she was hurt to see everything that he was going through, losing his job and so forth and so on. And he should have. And he should have. I'm just talking about her reaction in that moment, attempting to therapize it.
Right.
Yeah, I understood.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
It is.
Unless you're actually in those situations, because I feel like every single last one of the domestic violence situations that happens in life, it's case by case. You can't really say, well, this person went through this, so this is how they should do it.
There's no manual.
There's no manual for it. There's no way to really cope with it in the best way that you possibly can, in terms of, okay, yes, the judge says, let's do this, that, and the third. Well, that doesn't mean that I'm going to have the best result come out of this. You really have to do it case by case situation with domestic
And
violence.
let's leave this, because I love y'all too much. I don't want y'all to get killed having this talk with me sitting here. And they will, because that's what happens.
But I mean, at the end of the day, we need to have these conversations, and I'm glad we are having it, because it was an elephant for a very long time, and it's like, okay, and I've said it before, when do we have these conversations to open the doors to say, hey, let's, instead of telling somebody they need to be canceled on a consistent basis, let's have these open forum conversations where we can have these moments where we're building as Black people so we can all do better in the future.
Yeah, I think it has to be informative. It has to be informative, and we have to grant everybody the grace to redeem themselves and give them the opportunity to prove that they're redeemable.
Exactly.
I think that's the part that we skip over too. We got to give people an opportunity to want to be redeemed,
Well, that's the thing about accountability. Like, for me, for the rest of eternity, if someone ever wants to have that conversation with me, I have to have it.
Right.
Because I don't know when you were introduced to me. I don't know what you've heard, but this is what my name has been involved in, and this is what went on if you're interested in that. So that's a big part of accountability, not having the arrogance or entitlement to feel like, oh, I addressed this. Remember Kevin Hart with the Oscars when he was like, I addressed this if you know me. Well, some of them don't know that you've addressed this.
They're now learning.
Yeah, they're learning. So you always want to be in that mode where,
Yeah. Well, it's also you don't always have to. What's this? There's like some quote that I saw on Instagram. I've seen it repeatedly, and it's annoying. But I actually do think there is some validity to it. About getting to a place in your own self-awareness where you don't have to tell your side of the story every time.
Yeah.
Like every time somebody comes at you, every time somebody brings something up, you don't always have to run to the. Well, I already explained myself, so I don't owe anybody this, and I don't have to. Da-da-da. And it's like, okay, but you can actually just kind of just summarize in a couple sentences the overall bottom line and the resolution that you've come to as an individual person, and then move from there.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that's important. Great.
We out here.
Yeah.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. COVID free.
Well,
COVID free. We are
trying to back away from this mic.
I told you it sounds
COVID
better
on
when
this
you
mic.
sing it.
Well, I want to thank you, young ladies, for letting me fill in. I had a blast with you, girl.
Oh my God, thank you so much for
you
coming.
too.
Pandemic.
Yes, queen.
This was great. Woman empowerment.
Yes, women empowerment. I feel empowered. Liv, do you feel empowered?
I feel empowered.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe, for empowering us.
Woo.
Y'all gonna give me all types of trouble. Talking about, Joe, what do you think about niggas beating up bitches? Oh God.
What do you think? I mean, at this point, like you said, it's always gonna come up. It's always gonna keep coming up. It got, fuck it. At least you're prepared. You've been asked it enough times that you have an answer. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. Fuck it. It's better that you do.
Now I'm having something to talk just because people are coming up to other people trying to be mad at them for talking to me.
Yeah.
It's like, bam.
Listen.
Man, what do you want me to do, man?
Not host the Oscars.
Right, that part.
It's all right. You can host the See the Thing Is podcast.
Hey. Thanks, girl.
We appreciate you here.
Oh, I ain't seen you in Clubhouse in a minute.
Oh yeah, we can definitely stop now because Clubhouse ain't cutting that check. Parks, we can. We're all done here. We can wrap that up.
Well, we're waiting on the lead to end it, but I mean, she's just sitting there. She's just sitting there looking cute. Can we get ending music? Bye to the audience. Hey, thanks all for coming in on the third episode. We be back next week. You know the vibes, bitch.
Clearly, I'm
Y'all
not the
know the
lead.
vibes.
Joe is the lead.
No, you the lead. Hey.
Oh, is this another Olivia dope mix?
But it's a remix I found.
Oh.
And it's my babe Brandy. Hey.
That's how I played it.
Hey. I'm jumping back in her DMs this week.
All right, I'm gonna mind my business this week. I will be late for everything except that. I'll be on time to minding my business. See y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bitches. And another thing, Hussies.
Can't say that.